You ready to talk drama? From screen to real life. The spicier the better. Girl, what's the tea is here with your spicy dose of chaos. Sprinkle with a little love.
Today was beautiful today.
Yeah, today was great.
It was
Definitely.
Rare, and I was like, oh, I'm stuck in the house all day, but yeah, it was beautiful today. So now let me ask you a question. What brought you to Ready to Love? Did you
So
get a DM or interview? I mean,
I got a phone call. I got a phone call and I thought it was a crank call and I hung up and they called back and was like, no, it's the real deal. We're calling about this show. And they said they got my information from someone. And we talked for about 3 days because I told them like I'm not really a social media person. I'm not really a I'm not really a television person. Um, and they kept talking, kept talking. I talked it over with my people and they were like, you know what? It's a box to check. Just go ahead and do it. So went ahead and I was like, I'll be open minded. I'll go ahead and do it and see what it is. And that's what brought us to where we are now.
so coming on the show, you first get there and you're meeting the women and things of that nature. I mean, you're definitely a good pick, a good catch. Like you're very
Thank
handsome.
you. Thank you.
So on the eyes, like the eyes is like immediately, like, oh, okay, this man is nice. Now, with going through the process, because we're gonna fast forward because you said these questions and answered all these over and over again. I'm not gonna put you on the first 48. So once you go through all these and you get to your pick, which is Sue. So I love Sue. I went on to the adult table with her. She's amazing. She's doing great things in the world. Like a lot of women, like if you want to get a role model, that's the girl. Role model. What made you, because your energy was not with anyone else, but your energy with her was just like automatic. What this is gonna help me understand the type of women, the woman that you like.
Okay.
What gave you that? Okay, I can give her the blank. Like I can show her me. Like I want her to know me. Like what about Sue did that for
So
you?
I don't think, I mean, to answer your question, I mean, I gave her more than I gave, well, I didn't give her more than I gave everyone else. I think that we just kind of aligned,
Mhm.
right? I don't think that I was, offensive to her. I was only offensive to two people. So let me not say it like that. I think what happened is she challenged me. They didn't show uh, the scene, but she had a habit of waiting until the cameras were rolling, and then she would ask me like a ridiculous question, right, to put me on the spot. So it became our running joke, and
Mhm.
that became what it was. And then we had this whole analogy with the box of chocolates, right? And we talked about looking for the right chocolate through the box as being synonymous with going through this process. And we had a whole like coded conversation. And production was like, can you guys like, bring it back and bring it down so that we can understand what's going on? And it was just really fun. It was just really fun, going back and forth with her. She's very witty. You
Mhm.
may not see that on the interviews and on screen because she's always on, right? She's a professional, so she's always on.
Mhm.
But once the camera stopped rolling, she's really witty. She's very funny. I don't think she always means to be funny, but she's very funny. So we get to sit down and actually laugh at the things that go on. And I think the biggest part is we're able to have a conversation. We don't have to agree on anything, quite honestly, right? But we're able to sit down and have a conversation and hear each other's point. And either I sway my perception or she sways her perception, or we just agree to disagree and meet in the middle. And it's just a real, I guess, adult approach to dating for me.
Hmm. So, with that being said, some of the conversations and the dates they put you on, do you not think that it was the adult conversation?
So it's not to say that the other conversations weren't adult conversations. I think what people have to understand is we don't get to see who they're bringing on,
Hmm.
right? So I don't know what women are coming on until I show up on that first day and I start talking to the women, right? So I know that I'm 45. You know, I didn't know that we would have women there as young as like 29 to 30 or however old they were. So my approach to life, my experience with life, you know, having had kids, having been in the military, having done, you know, the things that I've done and lived the places that I live, it just lends to a different perspective and outlook on life, right? So it's not that it wasn't an adult conversation, it's that we weren't in the same points of our lives, right? So I can talk about what it's like to have raised a man, whereas I'm sitting across, you know, perhaps from a woman who wants to have her first child and has an idea of, you know, what having a baby is going to be like, right? I've checked that box, been there, done that. So it's not, how does Blake not get voted off? Well, I didn't get voted off because everyone didn't share the sentiment of not wanting me there. You had the two people that I had, you know, challenges with,
Yeah.
right? But people don't, you know, they don't get that, you know. So I try and tell people like I don't have control over the show, right? I don't have enough clout to say, you know what, forget what the women want. I'm here, you know, don't eliminate me. That's not up to me, right? That comes from the women's side. So I think that was something that was misunderstood
Yeah.
that I think people are starting to understand now when they're wondering why certain people go home.
Okay. Yeah. So let me ask this: what the Jeffri thing? Because that really put everybody like, oh, Blake.
Yeah.
Now,
She
what?
tried to set me back. She tried to set me back. Definitely.
Okay. So your word is your word her word any truth?
So um, there's no truth to what she said. And the thing that bothered me about this is production could have easily played the scene
Mm-hmm.
that led to all of this, but I guess they didn't because it made for better entertainment value, right? So the problem was, you know, I had a conversation with Cynthia. Cynthia was my other connection.
Okay.
When she and I first talked, and Jeffri came over, and she had like scratched me down my back while I was talking to Cynthia, and you know, it was a little uncomfortable. I turned around and invited her to the convo. You know, she said she didn't want to speak, and I think Cynthia told her like move around.
She did like this.
Yeah, yeah. But it wasn't. She tried to do it subtle. I mean, it was on camera. You know, it was enough for them to see because you know I jumped and I was like, hey, you know, and we had the whole exchange. But you know, after that, I kind of asked her. I was like, look, you know, it's a process. You know, I think you're cool. You know, I think you're attractive, but you know, a little space. And she did not like that. And then the next thing I knew, the next day, you know, this came up in the women's lounge because you got to understand that was only the second day that I had seen her. So we had day one, which was at the mixer. And then day two was at the brunch when she said, you know, all these things that I supposedly said to her. And I guess she's supposed to call me on dates and some other stuff.
Yeah, because it kind of made it seem like that you guys were having side conversations.
No. So it was nothing. It was definitely nothing like, you know, what she presented it. And I even tried to you know, have a conversation with her at one point prior to say, well, is there something that I did to lead you to believe, you know, that this was the case? Or, but once I saw she really didn't want to talk and she didn't want to have the conversation, even with the conversation on camera, you know, I left it alone because I just don't put, you know, energy into any type of negativity.
So okay, so once you guys went through that and you're on the boat and then she comes out and confronts and she goes with back and forth with Sue, and then she tried to have the conversation with you, and she kept saying, well, what did I say, what did I say?
Other way, other way. She tried to have the conversation with me first. So I asked her to have the conversation because I had heard that there were some things that were said in the women's lounge. And, you know, I was trying to take the approach of just tell me what was said so that we don't get into the he say, she say, or the I didn't say that to her because I don't want to know what you didn't say. I want to know what you did say.
Mm-hmm.
And she just kept talking over me and talking over me. So I realized, you know, she really didn't want
That's
to
why
have
you
the
decide not to continue the conversation, because at that point you just stopped talking.
Yeah, because I understand you really don't want to have the combo, right? And I know why you don't want to have the combo. So from there is when she went outside. She tried to talk to Suan, and Suan was kind of caught off guard. And then Suan tried to, you know, play appeaser. She wanted to, you know, help solve the situation, because
Well, hi guys, it's your girl, it's me, Miss Monica. So that was a snippet of my private interview that I had with Mr. Blake on yesterday. So I will be dropping the rest of the interview tomorrow evening. Okay. So you guys can check that out once the full interview drops. Tomorrow, Tuesday. I ain't gonna promise tomorrow, but it's gonna be dropping this week. You guys will get to see the whole interview. It was about an hour long. It was very nice meeting him and getting to the bottom of all the, the politics of reality TV. Somebody got to be the villain, and this season, Mr. Blake was the villain to all the women. All the women had something to say about Mr. Blake. Miss Monica had something to say about Mr. Blake. But at the end of the day, Mr. Blake showed us who he really was. We cannot fault him for that. He is a very nice man. I enjoyed talking to him. We really had a pleasant time off the camera and on the camera. I'm glad that he was able to say his piece. Okay. Oh, people are in the fans already. Hi, guys. Well, welcome. So, guess what? We're going to have some fun today. Okay. So, Miss Monica we're still reviewing. We got a countdown, right? So we're on episode 12. We got one more episode, and then we got 2 parts of the reunion. So today we're gonna talk about that messy reunion. I mean, the messy show. That show was messy. Yeah, no, I like some nasty shady, baby. They brought that. I don't like nasty shady, y'all. Let me stop. Yes, I do sometimes. I'm classy, sassy, and I'm sometimes nasty. So I like it sometimes. So yeah, I can do it a little bit here and there. So therefore, that was a little messy. So, I like to bring people on to talk to the reunion with me. Miss Lisa. Hey, Lisa. She's not feeling good, so y'all give a shout out to Miss Lisa. Miss Mercedes was supposed to join us because I didn't know I was going to be by myself today. But she just took a flight, so she just told me that we're going to get together next Sunday. And so next Sunday gonna be the women. But this Sunday, hey twin, this Sunday, I got the men here. So I got my Ace Coon Boom from last season, my guest co-host as always. He been riding with me since the whole little exclusive Sundays countdown Ready to Love, Mr. Randall. So I'm gonna bring Mr. Randall out, and then we're gonna bring the other guys out as well. Hey, boss man.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. What's up, Miss Boss man? What's up?
Not too much.
Hey, Lisa. So, Mr. Randall is back with me because he my boy. Like we ride hard. You know what I'm saying? And he always giving us the good and the bad of the experience. He break it down. Like this is what happened. And so that's why he's here with me. I like it. I'm gonna have to keep Mr. Randall with me through all the Ready to Love seasons. Y'all like that? He needs to come back for next when we do Dallas. Yeah, we need to keep him on the team. You gonna stay on the team with me, Randall?
Yeah, we can do it.
Miss Randall say he gonna do it. We gonna stay on the team. We miss Lisa. She ain't feeling good with it. That's okay. We're gonna hold it down for her. So before we get into it, we're gonna bring on the lasting men of Ready to Love. We got the doctor, and then we got the entrepreneur. Both nice looking. They fly. They got some swift mouths about them. So we're gonna bring out Anthony. I bet you he's studying somewhere.
My God.
What's going on?
What's up, bro?
What up, King? All right. What's up, Miss Monica?
Cheers.
Hey.
So I am so excited because Miss Monica feels so good to be. I've been surrounded by men all weekend. Like I deal with the Queen's Courts men this weekend. I have Mr. Blake. Now I got you guys here, so I'm feeling special. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Miss Monica doing her thing. Don't hate on me. Don't hate on me because see, I don't think Dre be talking to people, but Dre decided to come talk to Miss Monica. Anthony don't talk to people either. They only talk. They only phone. Yeah, they don't do it. So I feel special, especially to get Dre over here too. I was like, look, boy,
You can't give everybody your time and attention, though. You know
can't
that?
get, can't get everybody your time and
Can't
so
give them.
I feel special, so I must be doing something right. So let's bring Dre out. Let's bring the man that they always talking about this man. I just want to bring him outside to hear his voice. Hey, Dre.
How y'all doing, Miss Monica?
How you doing?
Yo,
What's up, Brad?
what's
What's up,
going
bro?
on?
What's good?
How y'all fellas doing?
So
I'm here, man. Just being tight.
yes, Miss Monica's in all the glory with all these men. I sure am. I sure am. And so, how everybody doing today on this good Sunday? Yeah.
I'm good.
Never been.
Yeah, okay.
Never been.
Thank you guys for taking the time to meet with me. Now, this is how Miss Monica do it. This ain't no interview. We don't do interviews. We have conversations. So, you guys are helping me review my clips that I picked. Well, I really didn't pick them. I got somebody that picked them for me, but she just like me. So when she pick them, I trust her. She throw them out there. She be like, "Girl, this is what you need to talk about." I'm like, "I got you." And then we gonna pick it apart. You guys might be in some of these clips, and then Randall come back and tell us how he felt at that moment when he was in this same scenario. Okay, if he was in the same scenario, so that's what we're gonna do. All right. Okay, sounds fair.
Sounds good.
We're not gonna ask who you guys are with because we know the reunion. Miss Monica don't like spillers. I like to see the reunion. I don't want to see what happens. I ain't gonna say who y'all with or how. I don't do that. All right, so we gonna talk about none of that. We're gonna talk about what's going on right now, which was the episode that just hit. Okay.
All right, cool. Sounds good.
All right, so I have a clip, and let's roll this clip.
When you had your entanglement with Natasha. Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun.
Wow, you just gonna throw that on me right now.
I'll be damned if I look like the stupid one.
After Natasha got eliminated, things happened between me and Natasha. She's a beautiful woman. I wanted to explore that more deeply on a physical aspect. It is what it is.
You told me about it, thank you. Took a lot to tell me how stupid you were. And that you reached for the lowest hanging fruit that went home the first night. Up until now, I haven't spoken on the Natasha
The reason that I decided to let it be known was
let it be
because
known
he just takes
was
his
because
actions
he
very
just
lightly.
takes his actions very lightly.
I understand that a man is
I
going to be a
understand that a man is going to be a man, but where are your standards? Are you concerned with who you put your penis in?
The room is quiet because
Hey, first
I'm
of all,
trying to figure out what I'm about.
Hold on. First of all, shout out to Tony. Today's his birthday.
Oh
Happy
yeah.
birthday, big dog.
Hey
Let me do
Tony,
that.
he
Let me
said
do
he
that.
might drop
Where
in.
Tony at? Where Tony
He
at?
said he might drop in. He did tell me that. We're gonna see. He might. I think he kind of scared to come over here. He think I'm gonna do.
Nah, Tony not feeling good. He got a little hangover. I talked to him a little while ago.
Oh,
But he
well,
said
his birthday, he probably was partying.
Yeah. He gonna try to pop in though.
Hey, Miss Brooks, thank you for joining. So, don't y'all try to get me to be quiet. Don't do that, because I already know what Anthony doing. Anthony trying to shut me up. But and Dre over here, he's so smooth, but that's okay, because Miss Monica gonna break you down. Now,
Yo,
okay. First of all, somebody tell me what the lowest hanging fruit means.
So, if y'all remember episode 3, I think it was, Marcia hit me with the same line at the dinner. Yeah, she hit me with the same line. So I think that's where that came from. And she explained it to me later on. She said it's not really an insult, but she kind of explained it how, like, you're gonna go what's kind of easier to come to you without you having to put yourself out there. That's how she explained it to me. So it wasn't necessarily an insult. It was just kind of like you don't really have to. You're gonna go what is gravitating to you, like your energy. You know what I'm saying? So you're not like going to chase it. So that's how she explained it to me. But she hit me with that same line though.
Okay, Dre. Tell me what you think the lowest hanging fruit
Hey,
is.
and you're being diplomatic, man. I appreciate you for doing that. You did what you had to do. I personally, I don't have an opinion on that. I think I'll let Mr. Randall answer
Oh
that one.
wow. Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna leave that one out.
Randall.
Well, you're being diplomatic,
So
man.
that's why we don't.
Hey, Randall,
That's why we don't.
you can take the heat right now, man.
Yeah.
Hey, I got more to it. But go ahead and go. We talking about the lowest hanging fruit.
Randall.
So that's why we don't hoop, because he don't shoot, right? He's just gonna pass it immediately.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying? That's why right there, you ain't gonna shoot, bro. You was gonna pass the whole time.
Oh my God.
All right.
I mean, I know what that means in sales. That just means like that's Like, so I'm gonna in sales, that means that's the easiest one to get. You get what I'm saying? Is to keep it simple. You know.
Well,
That's what it
remember.
means. The
Remember.
quickest opportunity.
Remember, this is my opinion. This is my platform, my opinion. This is only for entertainment purposes. Miss Monica does not bash any women, especially my black sisters. I do not. I only tell the truth in my opinion. My opinion is my opinion. My truth is my truth. It was an insult for women. I asked my mother what it meant. My mother just flew in town today. And I said, Mother, what does this mean when a woman says this? I've never heard this before. She said, it means that she's easy. And Anthony said it first. I said,
Now curse Marcia out.
My mom said it's easy. That means that she's easy to get to, and it's no effort put into pursuing her. And yes, that would be an insult. Not too bad, but it is an insult. That is what I call one-on-one classy shade. Okay, Morgan gave one-on-one classy shade. Now, I'm going to take the men, because this is a review. I'm going to take the men out of this, and then we're going to go back to Anthony because he has more to add. I'm going to take the men out of the review and give you Miss Monica's review. What Morgan did, ladies, and these are the ladies that are watching the review and recapping with me, was definitely not something that Miss Monica would have done. First of all, what's done in the bedroom needs to stay in the bedroom. If Dre, Randall, or Anthony was my man, and they said, this is what happened. I'm telling you this because I don't want to hear from anyone else. You to hear from anyone else. This is what's going on. This is what happened. There's nothing else going on, but this is what happened. I'm not going to come back and throw it in his face. Morgan, you shouldn't have done that. That was wrong. You did it on national television. Miss Monica, ride for you. You know I ride for you. But guess what? I can't ride for you on that one. Let's not do that again, ladies. Let's not do that. Okay? When your man tell you something, keep it in the bedroom. Or tell your mama, because your mama not gonna go and say nothing. But don't go tell your homegirls, and definitely don't throw it back up in his face. Reality versus real life. The reality is real life. Remember that. Okay? Don't do that. Girl code. Don't do that. Sorry, you're making us girls look bad now. Don't stop it. Men ain't gonna tell us nothing. We ain't gonna get no secrets now. Never. All right. So Anthony, what did you have to say?
So now pretty much I just want to say shout out to Tony how he handled it though.
He did.
I mean, he shut it down. It's like, yo, we're not doing that. Like, I told you something in confidence. Let's leave it in confidence. We're not gonna bash this young lady and put her out there like she don't deserve that. You know what I mean? So whatever it was, whatever transpired, I came to you as a man and I let you know what it was. So let's not bash this female. I'm taking total accountability for it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what my man did. He handled that.
And I appreciated him for doing that. Hey, Marcia, I appreciated him for saying that. He said, we're not going to do it. Even though she tried to overtalk him and he did just let her do her thing. The way that he took care of that situation for the parts that we seen, he did an excellent job. And I do commend him for standing up and being a man at that point. I started to like him a little bit.
Come on now, that's our boy right there.
I gotta be friends with him because y'all friends with him.
We got 3-1 now, all right? Don't forget. Gotta show you love, all right?
Remember, Miss Monica is 48 years old, grown. She don't have
you look good.
I'm gonna say what I want to say. He's cool, and I'm glad that he did. I'm glad that he did stand up for her. I'm sad that was said because now she has to come back out of doing what she was doing, and now I see she's doing interviews now because now she got to defend herself, and she shouldn't have to, and that's not cool for her because she was fine. She was going on about her business. I interviewed her, and she's a lovely young lady, and so now she has to come back out and be like, okay, because it's social media, so you can't really just let it go. You got to say something. You know,
Monica, you say how old you say you were again? Like 24?
I'll be 48 on my birthday, May 9th. I need for you guys to tell me happy birthday, and I'm coming to Miami.
Happy birthday.
Hey, happy birthday. When you coming?
Happy birthday, man.
After Mother's Day.
All right.
Yep. So I need to get a drink. Just like y'all in this room, I need for y'all to be like that at the bar with me. That's what I need. I'm gonna say, Randall, get the boys. Miss Monica in town. Let's get the drinks going.
You see, I'm looking.
Yes, I'll be covered. Yes. Randall, I remember last year when I came, last summer in September when we came, Randall came and talked to me, interviewed with me, bought me drinks, him and Mr. Smooth. It was a good time. We had a good time. All right, so now we passed that. We're not gonna talk about that no more. We all agree that was just not tasteful. So what else we got? I got another clip. Let's see what's going on. Before we go into our clip, let's talk about Randall. Let's talk to these guys about their connections at the end compared to how yours was went. So somebody has 2. Randall had 3. Dre, you got 2. Anthony,
I got all them.
You got all. You got. And I want to talk about. Do we have a clip of? Because I want to talk about your sisters.
Oh,
that's
no.
what I want to talk
about. I don't want to talk about
how Randall's brother came in when he did his meeting, and your sisters were hard.
This is flipped though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like my brother came in on something else. Like so
I met something else.
Yeah, I met their parents. Like we met the women's parents. So it's flipped.
You did. You did.
So you have to understand that there's a lot of editing going on, in the clips. It's cut up in different sections, and you can only see the conversation that want to be seen. There were full conversation that were had at that moment, but you only see these particular highlights. And it only portrays a person in a good light, a bad light, or whatever it is. You leave it up to your own interpretation. So.
But I get that. I get that nice looking. I get that. But your sister said what she said. And it came out.
She did.
You guys keep saying that. You say that it's being edited, but what comes out your mouth can't be edited. It can be switched. But when you say it, and the way she looked, like, I get your sister. I understand. Like, your sister ain't for the shits. She's like, wait a minute, hold up. You ain't got you don't have none of this. So then when you're thinking about mixing and matching, making sense, make it make sense to her. Make it make sense to me. How did you feel about how your sister felt about the 2 women?
Honestly, it's a personality thing. You guys obviously don't know my sister. I do know her. She's highly opinionated, and she's very forceful with how she communicates. It's basically she has no filter. A lot of people will butter things up or embellish it and be nice about it. She doesn't have that about her. She will tell you exactly how she feels, and that's the end of it. Unfortunately for a lot of people, it may come off a little harsh, but she was just being honest, and I think she was just doing what a big sister would do, look out for her brother in the way she thinks she can, the best way.
She did a wonderful job. I mean, me and your sister would be friends. We ride together because I get it. Because I'm the same way. Like, when I go home and I visit, I was raised with a whole bunch of boys, but I only have one brother, but all my cousins are like my brothers. And when I go home, when they were dating, I would be hard like that too. It was just like, hey, like, come on, let's make it make sense. So I definitely get it. I appreciate it. A lot of people did feel a certain way, but you have to understand that's real life. That's how she feels about her brother. She wants the best for him. You're a good catch. They should want the best for you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All of you guys are good catches, and make it make sense to me. Make it make sense. Let's talk about you over here rubbing people's feet. We're gonna talk about it in a minute.
Already?
Yes. So Randall, how did you feel when your brother picked who he picked?
I'm sorry, say it again.
Ask Randall, how did he feel when his brother picked who he picked?
But it's like when he came on, it was a different time. You understand? Like,
but he still said what he said.
I mean, yeah, like it was a different time though. It was a different time in the show, but shoot, because this was after the house. I don't know, man. Like it was crazy for me at this point in time. Like this was all yeah. Like it was the other way around. Like, because I thought you was gonna ask me about what happened when I was in this situation, and really, like, remember I had told you about like the scene that I had with Kayla at the house. When I told her that I was like investing in Jamala at that time, and like it didn't make the cut. So I didn't really know that I was gonna meet Kayla's parents at this point in time. So it was flipped. So I met Kayla's parents, and then I met Jamala's sister and her mom. You get what I'm saying? So at this time, I was just like, I was confused. Like,
I have a question about this. This is questions for everybody.
Yeah.
With the process being so quickly, right? You just meeting these people. This is not normal. So we know it's a process. And Randall, I don't want to hear your mouth and saying that this is a process, Miss Monica. This is a process. I get it. But I want to know, how does that make you feel to try to take somebody? You would never do that on a regular date. Take somebody home in 6 weeks. Like, I already know Anthony ain't going to do it at all.
Absolutely not.
And I know he's not going to be taking nobody home. I already know it. So how did that make you feel to have to do that? Like when they say this, what you got to do, did you like?
I didn't want to do it.
Marcel said never. I know Marcel. My mama only met 2 men in my whole 48 years of life.
You know what I mean? It's real.
One of them I married.
It's serious at that point. You mean yeah.
It's so crazy because my grandmother raised me. She always told me, she has such a big heart. She's always said, "Look, don't bring no women to me because I'm gonna fall in love with them." You know what I mean? So therefore, I had to be real cautious. Matter of fact, my daughter's mother, I think she didn't meet my grandmother. Not to say that it was like a shutdown or anything to her. I didn't think we were gonna make it. She just didn't meet my grandmother until she got pregnant with my daughter, and that was the first time. And the second time was at the baby shower. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, this is not your wife, and you're not about to propose to this woman in a Caribbean household. Don't bring them around.
Exactly.
Like, thing, you know what I mean? They don't condone you bring every woman that comes into your life in front of them. They don't play like that because they're gonna love and embrace that person. They're gonna be in the kitchen cooking with that young lady. You know what I mean? So they don't play that.
And
like
that's true.
When you get to that point, they basically ingrained in the family.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't just bring anybody to meet your parents.
You don't.
Like maybe your sibling. Maybe your sibling. That's a little different. But like your mom, your grandparents, like that. That's just not going to happen. Like,
it's not. Look, let me to tell you, my 22-year-old.
Yeah.
I did not like his dad. And when I found out I was pregnant, I was so embarrassed because nobody knew him. And my mom was like, "You what? With who?" And I was like, and she was like, "Well, who? You travel?" Because I was traveling around the world. Now I didn't have time, but I was sneaking in Houston, do my thing, go back on the road. And I was like, yeah. And I was so embarrassed. I just stopped altogether. I was just like, I don't want you to meet my people. I'm just gonna have this baby. I literally did that. He did not meet my mama till my baby was 1 year old. No lie. That's how serious it is in my house.
Yeah.
Like my mom was just like, I don't even want to know him. I don't even want to know him. Let's just bring me the grandbaby. 1 year old. And that's because he forced himself in there, which was fine at that point, but I get it. That's why I'm like, I ain't finna be letting nobody meet my mom and my people like that. Yeah. Like, my people probably thought I was a lesbian because I ain't never bring me home. That's how serious it was. I wasn't. It's just like that. My brother brought 2 girls. One of them, he's been married to her for 20 some years now. You know, so that's just how we was raised. We was raised by my great grandma and my mom. So that's just the moral. So I always wondered that because I was like, reason why that struck me when I was watching Queen's Court with Tamar, and they said that we're going to bring the families here. The first thing Tamar said was, "I'm not bringing my family here to meet nobody." She was like, "This too soon. No, I ain't doing this," and she didn't. And she wasn't too keen on meeting the guys. Like she was real standoffish, and I was just like, do they feel like that on the Ready to Love show? Meeting like that.
That's a big thing, man. You don't play around with that, you know.
Yeah. But you guys did. You guys are great sports. I do want to bring up something that I've been wanting to bring up face to face with you guys too down here because we didn't get to talk about it. I want to. I think I sent you guys some DMs when this happened, but the show with Cynthia's ex and the way you two young men handled that was amazing.
I'm not just gonna leave the screen like that.
Where are you going?
Amazing.
You did too. You did good too, Joe.
I did. Yeah, I got a lot to talk. I have a lot to say about that. But go ahead, Miss Monica.
I want to say something because I want to make sure that I'm not overreacting.
No, I need to clear the air on a couple things about that. Now, I was a little perturbed as to how production conveyed the entire message, the conversations, how they edited the conversation. I mean, that's true edited to the fullest, right? A lot of things were repetitive. A lot of the conversations were repeated in different clips and different, timeline of the entire conversation that we had. So it wasn't like I was saying it in 3 sentences. Hey, I was in Forbes. And then I skip a sentence. I was in Forbes. It wasn't like that. They were taking different parts of the conversation to make it seem, to fit it to their need, right? Another thing that they didn't show was the question I asked, James, because he was asking me a lot of questions. And when it came down, I said, hold on a second. Hey, Anthony. You remember the part when I flipped the script on James and I started asking him questions?
So yeah, that was like Dre said, that was edited to a C.
Yeah.
That conversation between Dre and James actually went on a lot longer, other than the aggression. You know what I mean? Like they really got a back and forth going. Don't get me wrong, James had an agenda. You know what I mean? And he definitely was trying to meet that agenda. But at the end of the day, we both were able to refocus him on why we were here. And that's trying to find out about Cynthia, trying to find out what place she playing in life. Even though he was a little passive aggressive, you know what I'm saying? We still were able to rechannel him and get things out, and that wasn't shown, man. It really wasn't.
So let me ask a question. Was he that aggressive to where it was like, bro, chill?
It wasn't that he was aggressive. He was just annoying.
So he was annoying. Let me tell you what I understand editing, and I already know that you weren't just saying that back and forth. I know they cut a lot. No. I already know that didn't make sense.
Well, you got to understand the audience. They're eating that up because they want to hear that, and the production did a very good job. Exactly, they did a good job at doing that in conveying that message to the audience. Another thing they didn't do was to continue the clip as to why I explained why I was in Forbes, because I was actually trying to tell him, not that I was trying to win his approval, but I was explaining to him, listen, I am able to sustain and support this family. You would never have to worry about this family financially because, and that was chopped up again and just thrown out there like, hey, Andre is egotistically, he's only talking about his accomplishments and, his credentials, which that was the case. So, I thought it was just done to fit the screenwriting or the screenplay as they wanted it to, and it didn't do any justice to me at all. I mean, it did help in some process for people to understand who I was, and I actually had a lot of inquiry about was I really in Forbes or not. But to be honest, I was in Forbes, and it wasn't a paid article. I was actually featured in Forbes for one of my companies that I have. So I just want to put that out. Yeah.
Well, it wasn't even that. I just didn't like the point when the man said, I can't hear you. Speak up.
See, I wasn't gonna give him what he was looking for.
Yeah.
You know,
that was a no for me at that point.
You see, what I did what a real man would do. If you can't hear me, I'm going to speak up. You know, the way you said it was a little bit condescending, like he's trying to talk to his kid or someone, who is beneath him. But for me, I didn't look at it like that. I look at it like, he definitely couldn't hear what I was saying. But when I look back and I watched it after, I'm like, you know what? He was really trying to be slick, But
he was being slick with it. So when you got up and left, did you get up and leave like that, or did they cut it out? Because see,
no. So I was having enough of this conversation. I actually did have enough of it. I did say I have to leave, but at the same time, it was time to wrap up as well. And so it was a combination of both. I did have enough, and I'm like, you know what, I gotta go. But production did tell us to wrap up at the same time, so it was a combination of both.
And what about you, Anthony? How do you feel now? Because I see that's still your connection on the show. We don't know what's happening after. We don't care to know. I don't care to know what's after. But right now, that's still your connection. I saw something on this time that I got a clip for it, but I'm gonna talk about it. But tell me that particular moment. How did you feel about that conversation?
What you mean, like the thing that I said to my cousin?
Well, how did you feel about the conversation? Period. Yeah, with me.
With James. I think me as a man, I would approach it differently. Me having a daughter, you know what I mean? I would have asked these men, yo, like, what y'all do for a living? Where were y'all raised? You know what I'm saying? How y'all raising y'all children? Like, have y'all ever been arrested or y'all pedophiles? I think those are the things that I would have focused on as a father. You know what I'm saying?
The real stuff, the real life stuff.
Like, where y'all live at? Where were y'all raised? You know what I mean? Not all that focusing on Cynthia trying to figure out if we're a right fit for Cynthia. Focus on if we're a right fit for your daughter, because whatever's going to happen between a man and a woman is going to happen. Right. You know what I'm saying? But what's going to happen, like, once my kids are in front of you, and some things that I wish that I would have gotten the opportunity to ask him as a man is, what role are you playing in your kid's life right now? Like, am I going to have to take over your responsibilities as a man, or are you in your kid's life? Are you financially there? Are you picking them up when you're supposed to be picking them up? Those are questions that I wish I would have gotten the opportunity to ask James, that I didn't get a chance to ask because he was so passively aggressive.
Grown men conversation, not on trying to make us feel like that you and her still got something going on. Because guess what? It's no man going to come into no relationship like that. Make it make sense, people. That is the phrase for the week. Make it make sense. I'm sorry. It is what it is. Because if it was me, and it was going to go down like that, I would have did the same thing as these two gentlemen. Got up and left you there. Regardless if it was cut or not, you still was doing too much. Okay? So, now, let's roll the clip.
Going into this meeting with Mark Anthony and his cousin, I know that I'm a little nervous, but I'm extremely excited because there's a lot that I kind of want to dive into. Let's do it.
Chris. Chris, yo, what's going on? Cousin Chris.
Hi, Chris. It's nice to meet you. Chris, you look like you came ready. You came ready.
First question, have you been married before? Yeah, ready. First question, have you been married
before? I'm not.
Okay. Have you been engaged before? Okay.
What you about to do? You about to give me a massage out here? Oh yeah. Listen, I can get used to this. Don't be just doing this right now. This gotta be a forever thing. Consistent.
You got you.
Get this feet.
I honestly enjoyed giving Cynthia a book. I feel like she needed it. I feel like kicking back and just, having a conversation, giving her the conversation helped her to relax a little bit. And oh my gosh, she was loving it. Oh my gosh.
You can put your hand.
You tell me. Our family's really from New York. I know you live in Florida now. How you feel about this relationship?
Now, somebody was calling my name. Y'all can hear me?
It's echoing.
No.
It's echo. It's not echoing. It's disturbed because if not, I'd get copyright. That's why it's like that. So we have to do extra for it, so it won't be. Yeah, they got me. They done got me too much. So we found a good way to get them back. So now, Anthony.
Ma'am.
We're not gonna talk about Mercedes because she's not here. So we're gonna leave her and Mark Anthony for next week. And we're gonna talk about you rubbing feet.
All right, so a lot of people say like I had a very slow journey, a very slow start to this journey. I absolutely didn't. I had the conversations that I needed to have on and off camera. I definitely knew who I was interested in early on, and I pursued those connections. And towards the end, I'm just not a man that can give every woman the same thing. Like I'm just not. Like when I'm with you. When I'm invested. So things like the massages and the romantic dates and all that's me on a regular day-to-day basis. So this is actually one of the dates that I actually got a chance to plan.
So you planned this date yourself?
Yeah.
Okay, Dre, that's your connection too. What kind of date you got planned?
I wasn't expecting that.
He rubbing feet. He made the cabana outside on the beach with flowers and roses. That's your connection. She feeling you. What's going on?
Anthony is the Mr. Lover of the year. All right, I can never compete with that. All right, all the roses on the beach and all that. I can't do all that. I'm not that romantic, but I did have a good sit down with her. Just because I was out of the process for a little bit because I had COVID. So coming back and catching up on my connection, it was a little bit awkward because I was behind, and it felt like just a speed dating process where I had to actually go a lot faster than everybody else. So, for me, it was more like just catching up with her and trying to be on the same level. That way I don't get left behind. So, on the other side, it was more like just trying to know her a little bit more than I did.
Okay. So you guys have the same connection. How does that feel, Randall?
Or when you have the same connection to somebody else? Mm-hmm. No, that's fine. Like we signed up for the same thing. Like we all here for the same thing, so you can't get mad at nobody else for having the same connection.
So it's no, because on this particular one, your show was weird because the women with issues. On here is the men.
But you gotta understand, like for instance, I had the same connection as Dre. I also had the same connection as Mark Anthony, and I had the same connection with Blake. And when I say like it was never any animosity at all, it was none. Like it was no like trying to one up each other. Like it was nothing. Like we didn't even talk to these women about each other. You know what I'm saying? So that's how like we were so in tune and we understood what the assignment was. You know what I mean? So it was never no hate or nobody trying to step on nobody's toes. Like Blake would grab me, Swear, we'll talk to you, come talk to her, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? I look over my shoulders, I see Dre talking to Sin, I'm like, okay, cool, I'll holler at y'all later. You know what I mean? Or like Mercedes and Mark Anthony, like they doing their thing. I'm like, yo, all right, bro, what's good? You all right? All right, cool. Let's go over here. You know what I'm saying? So you know what you signed up for.
Well, you guys seem to have like a better bond, like friendship as a group. And so that was actually it was shown. Oh, even if they tried to cut it, we still saw it. The ladies, even though they kind of clicked up at the end, maybe a little bit, but you can still see the love they still supported each other, until for the most part, Sue and Jeffri had their issue, and then her friends sided with her, and that happens, but it still wasn't bad. It wasn't like just out of control. So I really appreciate watching that part. Now, my pick was for Anthony and Sue. I didn't expect the Cynthia thing until I actually saw the interaction on this last episode, and I actually thought it was nice. Dre, I do kind of push you towards Jeffri for some reason. Not say that.
All right, Miss Monica, I'll take that one.
No,
I'm sorry, Miss Monica. Who do you say you saw me with?
Well, you remember I told you that I saw you with Sue anyways.
Okay,
I said that I said that on the adult table.
Yeah.
But when I did see you interact with Cynthia, it kind of started to make sense to me there. What do you think, Randall? These your boys. Randall, you cannot be co-hosting and not
Randall, come on. Let me hear what you got to say. Come on, Randall. Give us your input. Hey, let's.
And Randall knows us, but Randall stay out the loop. You know what I'm saying? That's how Randall play. He stay out the loop.
It's kind of this is a little difficult. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like I know them. It ain't like I don't know. When you said they're the boys for real. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm a little more quiet right now. You ain't really asking me questions that I can like really.
Randall, we asked a question. Don't try to talk around it.
I think you on point. I think that makes sense to me too.
You gonna keep it safe. That makes sense to you? Those connections?
It definitely makes sense to me.
Okay,
Randall know because like Randall been in it. So Randall know how I feel like, you know, to be having multiple connections and what's being seen off camera, what's being, you know what I'm saying, like the phone conversations he's having with these young ladies. And then when he gets on camera, you know what I'm saying, how they're like pretty much trying to figure out what they want to show, what they not want to show. You know what I'm saying? They're not showing the in-depth conversations he's had or the difficult conversations that he's had with what woman. So they still want to keep their storyline. So he gets it.
Right. And I can speak on that. I can speak on, like, because they did that to me. Like, I barely said 2 words on the screen, you know, but like off camera, you know, I'm talking. I'm on the phone every night. You know, there's a whole lot of talking there in person. You get what I'm saying? But they have an agenda. Like, them two can't say that right now, but I can. They have an agenda. So y'all gonna, like, it's about love, but it's really about what can you withstand. You get what I'm saying? Yeah.
Well, we have some questions. Miss Dunn says, what do these men like about their connections? So let's talk about it. Let's go around the room. We only got 2. We already know what Randall like about his connections. Nothing. But his connections are not connections. Now, I don't know. He might have a nude connection. Maybe he'll show us and tell us one day. We're praying for some good connections. Randall is available. DM me first because I got to pick through him first. We can't just have no.
That's good vetting right there. I like that.
Don't DM Randall. Send them to Miss Monica. So, Dre, what do you like about your 2 connections?
Oh, wow. You know, to be honest, Miss Monica, my 2 connections are really great women. They're both individually different. They have great attributes to them. So there's a lot of things I like about them, but independently. So let's start with Cynthia, because everybody always talk about Jeffri, then Cynthia. So I'm going to talk about Cynthia right now. Cynthia is very authentic. You know, I've struggled with trying to identify if that was, you know, a representative or that was just her being herself. But after a while, you know, I've actually had the moment to notice that is just who she is, you know, and she's been very consistent. So she's really consistent with what she says, who she is, and how she portrays, you know, who she is in general. You know, one of the things that I liked about her that I never really mentioned was the fact that, you know, I felt that if we, you know, she's that kind of person that will do whatever it takes to have your back. You know what I mean? She would get down for you, you know? So, you know, I really like that. And many other things I like about Cynthia, but let's just move on to Jeffri. What I like about Jeffri is your femininity. You know, I like just the feminine side of Jeffri, that she is just so much of a woman, you know. You know, she's delicate, soft spoken, and you know, we share a very similar connection where, you know, we're very spiritual. You know, I believe in God, she believes in God, and we share a lot of different bonding on that side. And I could go down the line just explaining a lot of different things that I like about my connection, but those are just a couple things that stand out to me most.
Those are the major things. That's awesome. Anthony, what about you?
So this my one connection right now?
You only have 1.
All right, cool. Bad.
No, what about all 4 you had? No,
Just
5.
the last one that he's doing. Because he only has
Cool.
one now because his other connection was Sue and she's going, and I'm still confused on why the producers did that because Sue had multiple connections. There's no reason why they put her off the show. You guys did not put her.
I
They
mean,
need to. I think they need to revisit their strategy because at the end of the day, um, like you on this show to find love, right?
Yeah.
So Blake and Suan completed the assignment. So why could they not be exempt from the elimination process and do what they needed to do in the end? That doesn't make any sense to me. Why you would this is the point of the show. You know what I'm saying? So to
Exactly.
put her off when she has a strong connection and she met her person kind of defeats the purpose of being already in love. That's just my opinion. Look,
I just said that it's like not. I mean, the title is Ready to Love, but it's more so about what can you withstand? Because they see who you connect with immediately. They see it. You get what I'm saying? And then they throw everything at you. You get what I'm saying? And if you're not giving them what they want, then that's you pretty much gonna be.
That made no sense to me. That blows my mind. They need to rethink that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I agree with you, Anthony. I think there's a missing piece of the puzzle to that. Like, we're figured out that once we all have a connection as it goes towards the end of the process, then that is the pick or that's the person you choose. I think we've all had our connections, but where do you end at? Where does it end? You know what I mean? As far as who likes who's the bottom, I think that's where they need to figure out. They were still talking about bottoms. I
Right.
think it has to be a point where they have to stop talking about bottoms and like who's really connected. So I think
Exactly. Then they need to foster in on and focus in on that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's what the show is really about. You know.
Yes.
But anyway, back to your question, Ms. Monica. So as far as Cynthia, I have to say from day one she's been very intentional. She wasn't one of the females that sat back and played the game of tag your it, tag your it. You know, I feel like that's a problem in the dating world. You know, everybody's waiting to see what the other person's gonna do, but nobody's willing to put themselves out there. You know, and she was one of those people that I'm gonna go after what I want. Like, I'm gonna let this person know, like, this is who I am, this is what I bring to the table, this is the value I can add to your life, and this is where I'm gonna stand with you 10 toes down. You know. So that was a person that actually did that. She wasn't on this, oh well, you need to pursue me, you need to chase me. You know, she understood the assignment. You know what I'm saying? So I really appreciated that on top of her beauty, her ambition, her intellect. You know what I'm saying? Those are things that I looked for. And she definitely brought that to the table.
Okay. Well, I wasn't a fan favorite, but I was a fan favorite of the woman that she is. She is who she is. And she does stand for what she stands for. And when she got Dre's sister all together, I was like, there you go. That's a real woman. Because she was able to answer the question, oh, what? I can build him a table. I don't got to bring nothing to the table because I got this and this and this and this. When she did it like that, I was like, okay, Miss Monica, gonna let you have it, Miss Cynthia. She gained respect. I gave her utmost respect.
Yeah, that's so crazy you say that because during my best friend date, so leading back to that, my best friend is very strong minded. You know what I'm saying? So those two literally was going like this. Like they were going like this hard to the point where production had to signal me, Anthony, come here. And they called me back to the room like, yo, you gotta stop this. You have to do something. These two are going at it right now. These two strong personalities. So definitely, putting her at a table with Dre's sister, who's very strong, very dominant. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna have that, but at the end of the day, you gotta keep it cool, keep it cordial, and just deliver your message in a certain way.
Yes, it's the delivery. You can say it, but it's the way you deliver it. And that's why her issue to me, look as a woman, now you guys don't have to agree, this is my opinion. Her issue to me of being able to find the right guy, because she definitely deserves that. She can bring what she needs to bring. That's not going to be a problem for her. Her problem is going to be that baby daddy. She's going to have to get that all the way under control. If not, she's going to continually struggle with the right man that got her baby daddy is standing in the way of her husband, and she's going to have to figure that one out. That's my opinion.
That should definitely be something that you talk about woman to woman when you get a chance.
Yeah, I said it. You can't let that. When your boyfriend is blocking your husband, it's a problem.
Yeah.
It's a big problem. You're gonna have to figure that one out. All right, so we talked about your connections. We talked about your connections. Y'all got the same connections, but y'all still cool. I like that. I like that.
So I have to say
Say,
something, a couple things, if you don't mind. Um, I think you asked a question earlier. I was a little bit distracted, but you asked a question about, being in a process and how are you able to basically have multiple connections and have a camaraderie with the guys at the same
mhm,
time. One of the things we spoke about as a group, guys, in particular, is that we said, listen, man, we're here for a reason. We're here to find that person who we're looking for. So let's just keep it focused and let's not compete amongst each other, but let's just stay focused on the goal ahead, which is finding that person who we're here for. So I think we all had that understanding. I think we respected
mhm,
that, and I think what really helped us throughout the process that we didn't really have issues with as some of the ladies did have, where it seemed like they were competing. The guys never really had to compete because we understood the mission. You know, Another thing I want to talk about, you know, which a lot of people, yeah, I've seen a lot of comments. I've seen all kind of comments about my hair and this, that, and whatever. It doesn't really matter. But one of the things I want to say about Cynthia in particular is that one of the reasons why I've always doubted her is because she's not a normal woman. Men don't meet a woman like that every day. So when a guy like me or a man like me, which I think I represent for most of the men, when you meet a woman like that, it's almost like it's not real. It's like it's a facade. It's like there's something wrong with the picture because that's not normal.
mhm,
It's people are just not used to things that are abnormal.
mhm.
So for me, it took a little bit of getting used to. It took a little bit of understanding as I saw the consistency of her. Then I start to accept and appreciate that who she
Yeah.
is, who she came to be. And at that point, I think it was a little bit too late for me.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
I think Anthony, definitely made the right choice, and I think he has good eyes.
Well, Miss Dawn says that you guys don't have multiple connections. You guys have had your person and people who you liked as people. Let's keep it a book. Well,
I'm sorry. Elaborate on that. What does that mean? Miss
yeah,
Dawn?
like if you don't have
Elaborate on
Yeah.
that.
multiple connections, you guys had your person and people who you liked as people. Okay, yeah, that's true, but that's still
I mean, technically, we like everyone as people respected everybody. You know what I mean? Like, so exactly what do you mean? We've had people. You mean we had our people from day one? I have to decline. We have not had our people from day
mhm.
one.
I mean,
It
I, I
was
don't I
definitely
don't even know how you can do that from day one.
yeah, it was definitely a process, you know what I'm saying? Especially with me. I went in, I like five women going in this house, like from day one, you know what I'm saying? So at that time, it was just trying to figure out, who fit my life after this journey. That's how I focused on it. Like I didn't just look within the journey, I looked after the journey. Because I didn't want for me to walk across that bridge, pick somebody, we walk off stage and then like, yo, like you ain't my person, like you don't even like the same things I like. We can't even vibe together. You know what I mean? So
Make
that
it
was
make
my
sense.
thought process. Make it make sense to me
Correct.
Yeah,
afterwards. So
yeah,
that's how I went through
yeah. And you did. And I was like, they kept saying he's so slow. He don't like nobody. I was like, no, he's doing the process. He's serious. Like this is something that your girls posses are in here. The girls are in here. Marcia's still in. They be riding for y'all guys. That's amazing. I like that. My thing of it is a lot of people are saying well, it's boring, it's not enough drama, it's not enough this, it's not last season was a shit show. Um
You had to do all that.
okay,
That,
I'm sorry.
that was a little extra.
Hey,
You know
she's
what I'm
trying
saying?
to
Yeah, see how she looked into
it.
the
It's like,
screen and
yo,
all
I
that.
did, I did. I felt that
and she
shit.
like,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
like, yo,
People, I'm
if you want
sorry. Dr.
drama,
Battle, you know how I feel about last season. People don't understand that when this show came and I saw it and I was like, oh, this is amazing. I actually thought I was going to see the dating process, not drama. So now people are so fixed on what girl is going to attack what girl about what man. And now this time it was like everybody wanted to skip past all the previews and get straight to what Tony and Lyndon had going on, because that's the only thing that they could focus on. Well, I want to see what Tony had to say. Well, I can't wait, because they want the drama. This particular season was showing a dating process as much as it could. Right? We had a little drama. Somebody out here lurking on Blake and trying to cause pain in his life, but he didn't even let it affect him. Right? We had this and that because they're going to find something to make it seem bad. They're going to find something. They have to keep their ratings. So I appreciate being able to see a process actually play out this time. I appreciate it.
That's so funny you say that, because there was so much of a dating process that was left out that it's ridiculous, like literally ridiculous. Like I had so many good, fun, valid dates that they didn't even show any of. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that left out so much substance. Like I had a wonderful, like me and Suran went and took a like a compa dancing class or something, and we had a deep conversation. They didn't even show that at all. So it's like, at what point do you bring back the substance and cut out the drama? Unfortunately, the drama is what sells ratings. Unfortunately.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So these people sitting here begging for connections and saying they're not seeing it. Unfortunately, y'all don't really want it, because if y'all really want it, y'all would ask for it and they would give it to y'all. But these ratings are coming from the drama. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately.
And that is true. And now Ms. Dunn has clarified what she said. She said that after a certain point, you know who you wanted because of the premise of the show. Your strong connections along because you liked and enjoyed the other women. Okay, I get it. You're right. And that's what she means. She's meaning like eventually it's not a connection anymore. You've determined who it is. Like you guys know who you really, maybe because Dre don't seem like he really knew.
Exactly. So in my defense, Miss Dawn, it was a little bit more technical for me because, as I said, I was missing out on the process for a little bit. I had COVID and I came back. And when I came back, I was playing catch up. Like literally was playing catch up. I was on a multiple speed date. I was just going back and back and back to back. And I felt like it was rushed. So for me, I always say the process for me begins after the show, that in real life. So whoever I choose on the show, the real life starts after. So I really need to take time to get to know who these women are so I can identify if I'm truly interested in them. So I could have said, you know what, I'm just going to choose one. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, boom. She is it. I took this process really seriously, and I really wanted to find out who that person was for me. And unfortunately, time was on my side. So I did have multiple connections, and I was really seriously considering which one would be the person.
So let me ask you guys all a question, Randall included. When you went on to the process and you started the process, went through the process, going through the process, was your, like, you really are ready? Like, let me explain something to you guys. Let me break it down to you. Ready meaning you're not ready to be with someone and say, oh, I gotta go to counseling because I gotta fix myself. Oh, I'm ready, but I'm not financially able to take care of you and your kids. Oh, I'm ready, but this, that, and another. And I got all these flaws and all these things. I gotta check these boxes off because, and I want you to help me do that. Are you that type of ready? Are you ready because you can build the damn table? Or you just on the show just to be on the show because you want to be seen, and then you might think Tyler Perry or somebody gonna pick you up. I don't know.
We'll go. Hey, Randy, go ahead. You start this one off.
You don't shoot either, huh? Yeah. I mean, going into the process, you got to there was no alternative motive. Like I came in there, and I was totally open for it. You get what I'm saying? I really was going through the process, despite what you might think, Miss Monica. We was actually going through. I went through a whole process. You get what I'm saying? And I definitely was connecting. I definitely was connecting, and I was definitely ready to come out of there with someone.
It wasn't you. It was your connections that had the problem. I said it.
But everybody was still going through the process, though. You try to make seem like we weren't going through a process. We definitely was going through a process. The difference is you just don't like. I think you're more comfortable with like the men arguing with each other than the women. So because on my season the women were arguing, you don't like it. So you like them more because the men argue a little bit and not the women. So that, I think that's what
you're trying to say that I'm showing favoritism, and I'm not.
I ain't say it. You kind of said it a couple times on your own. But
I said that by the time that we see other than women attacking one another when it comes to men. So yes, I did appreciate a little drama for the men because I'm so tired of them dragging us as women, making us feel like we're desperate. These women that are on these shows have law degrees. They are doctors. They are designers. We should not be acting like that on TV. So no, I didn't like that. So yeah, y'all can knock each other in the head for a few times.
It was the same. It was the same though. We had all professionals too. You get what I'm saying? It was just heated because like they like the same person.
Like I see.
That's just how it happened. It's the same thing. It's just flipped.
I'm taking you out the scenario. Stop thinking like a big baby. And let's talk about before we answer this question, because y'all act like y'all didn't hear me when I say y'all ready. But Sue just struck my nerve when she asked Dre a question, and I want to put it back on the screen.
Oh man.
Yep, I do. Where is it?
It's gone.
No, there it is. You have any regrets, Dre? She said we haven't talked about that.
Hey Sue, what are you trying to do? You trying to stir the pot up of stew? What are you trying to do, Sue? I wouldn't say I have regrets. When I make decisions, they're usually pretty final. I would say that the process didn't allow me with enough time because of my position at that moment. So if I did have more time, would my outcome be different? Maybe it wouldn't happen. But I think just time just wasn't on my side. That's it. And I made a decision, and that was my decision.
Yeah, we don't even know what's your decision. So what decision?
Yeah. About that.
I can't say that.
Okay, well then
you still gotta wait till Friday. Come on now.
I'm gonna make the wrong decision. So let me ask the question again. I'm asking, are you Anthony?
Hey,
what's
up?
up?
You ready? Can you build a table?
I am the table, to be honest with you.
You the table?
I'm the table, definitely.
All right.
This is why I say that. So I've taken my time to heal after, relationships. I've done therapy. I've spent time with myself. I focus on myself, my career, my daughter.
Who is beautiful, by the way.
Appreciate you. Thank you. I'm financially stable. I have a lot of things going for me right now. So I feel like, and I've always said this, the only thing that I've lacked in my life and I have not gotten right is a relationship. That is it. Point blank.
That's amazing. He's ready.
You know what I mean? So definitely coming into this, I 100% was ready. Now, was I ready to sit here and be like, oh, I'm about to wife you up tomorrow? Possibly not. But I definitely was open to it, leaving with somebody and seeing where that goes.
Okay. Dre, you ready? You the table, the top of the table, you the Fendi table. You the Forbes table. What table are you? You building the table. What? You building it? You ready?
I like to say I'm the headstone.
You the headstone. Okay.
All right, just leave it right there.
I leave it there. Okay, and that's a good answer. And I'm glad you guys, I already knew you guys were ready. But a lot of men, when you talk about reality, Ms. Monica, I always have to bring it back to real life. When you're out here saying that you're ready and you're really not, because you got to go and fix yourself. Stop going into relationships. And I'm talking to these men out here because I have a lot more men followers than women. Don't know why. Maybe it's, I know why. But anyway, so what I'm trying to say is that stop calling these women, DMing them, dropping your DM, swiping to the right when you're not ready. And then you get a good woman and you say, oh, I got to fix myself. Oh, well, I got this going on. Oh, stop it. Stop it. Don't do it. You're wasting time. You're wasting our time. Stop it. So if you're going on these shows just because you want to show, then that's understandable. But at the same sense, don't play with grown ass women. Okay, make it make sense.
Okay.
Men, women, don't play with grown ass men. Make it make sense. I'm not biased at all. So we are a little bit over. Miss Monica got some bills to pay, so I got to get to work. And it was so nice to meet with you guys. This was very, very enjoyable. I'm so glad that you guys stopped by. Tony, happy birthday with your hangover. And I'm the ladies for keeping you guys on your toes because it's a lot of love in this room. I'm so glad that you group of people came together because now you have made lifetime friendships. Randall's group, I don't know about them.
See what I'm saying? There you go.
Hey, you made friends over here.
I had to bring Randall over here with these people.
Hey, we
That's
doing,
right.
we
Let's
doing
go, brother.
two together. You know what I'm saying? So Randall good.
No, y'all stay away from them girls.
No. We're a unit now. It's too late. I pulled up to all their functions. You know what I mean?
Hey, you know what? We show all of them love when they pull up. You know what I'm saying? All of them. Because I'm gonna tell you something. They set their foundation and kind of
love you guys too.
You know.
No, I don't want to see none of y'all with them little women over there. Y'all keep Randall over here.
You know what I'm saying? She only on one side. Like it's only one side.
Don't go over there. Don't
everybody good. You know what I'm saying?
Have you ever heard of don't mix your friends? Don't mix the seasons. Okay? Just don't do it. Don't.
We Miss Monica do that. We all been through the same experience, you know what I'm saying? We have a bond. Like literally. Come on,
it's different. It's
different.
There's only so many of us. We gotta ride together.
We got to.
Right.
Hey, Miss Monica, if
there's
somebody
only so much of us that still live in Miami too.
Let me tell you something.
I know, right?
Y'all better not come on a reunion with that one of them girls from last season.
Oh.
Hey, good night, Miss Monica. Hey, you gonna have a
back? This is where.
What?
All right, so
I didn't say nothing.
I hope that's not happening.
Hey, Randall, did I say anything?
I'm looking at the Lakers game.
I already know. Blake told me.
LeBron had a triple double.
I already know y'all gonna do some food.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I hope it's somebody gets. You need to go watch. So you ain't watched? Go! Please go watch it. Please.
Hey, Miss Monica, just stay tuned, Miss Monica.
Hey, Miss Monica, Go ahead, Randall.
I'm just saying, I want her to give y'all the same energy she gave us on our reunion. You know, make sure they get the same energy. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, Sunday after reunion, we all coming back here. Okay, because I need to talk about it because I already know it's gonna be some shit.
Hey, I got you. Hey, I'm gonna be.
Miss Monica,
I'm definitely coming on.
Good. What, Andrew? What?
I gotta tell you something, right? I don't do interviews, all right, but I did it with you, so you know it's all love.
You did, and you did, and I really do. And y'all don't. Y'all only talk to Sue.
Yeah. See? I'm gonna tell you something. I started messing with Miss Monica, after she listened and she heard me after being on the round table. Like I realized you heard what I said, and after that, you did a 180. So I appreciate you.
Oh yeah, Miss Monica is the truth, baby. She a whole vibe by herself. Y'all have to understand, Miss Monica. I'm starting my podcast, and I want all of you guys to come, and we're gonna talk real stuff. And it's called Sitting Pretty, right? And it's a story behind Sitting Pretty podcast. It just ain't just come up. I started doing this blogging just so I can get familiar with being on screen, familiar with people and things like this. And I just like it. It's fun. But my passion is gonna be behind my podcast. Miss Monica got a story, baby. When I tell you, God started aging me backwards because I'm a soldier.
Go.
I know how these streets are when it comes down to these men and women, these relationships. And if it don't make sense, don't do it.
You're beautiful, Miss Monica. I gotta give that to you. You're beautiful.
Thank you. And you guys are you guys know I ride for y'all. I've been riding for y'all from day one. Y'all are beautiful cast. The women are amazing. I love Sue. I love Marcy. Marcy be doing her hair. She making clothes. Like everybody is good. Mercedes, that's my girl. Everybody. I tried to get Jeffri to come. She don't want to talk to me. That's fine. She beautiful. Cynthia don't want to talk to nobody. She's still beautiful because you guys made a union. Regardless of the fact, it's a union. And I hope that the production listen to what you guys are saying so they can make a few changes. Because they're having a hard time getting men. And I know why.
Yeah, facts. Definitely.
Yeah. And they coming to Dallas and Houston, Texas, man, they don't play. They not doing all that. The last good season was Texas to me. You guys' season was good, but they're not going to think it's good because it wasn't enough drama. And so that's what I don't like.
They had drama though. It was just the other side. So you okay with it? I'm telling you that. The middle of my season, we were tight. Like when y'all see me, y'all see Samson, y'all see Mike. We tight.
Hey, but that's over here too. Yo, when you see me, you see Dre, you see Tony. You know what I'm saying? Like,
true.
You just told me you hang out with these people too.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, hey, I'm telling you, Randall the boys always pull up on us.
Yeah, Randall is the guy. Randall is the guy. He's gonna find him a good woman too. Yeah, all you men are. You gonna find some good.
How you know we ain't find it?
I hope.
How you know we ain't find it?
I hope that it's lasting because the track record is not good for Ready to Love at this point. The only guy,
you know what?
One person that's actually married, and that's Clifton Joy.
You know what? That's a conversation for another day. We'll go more into that later on.
I get it. I get what you're saying, but the process happens on the camera. But when real life hits you, when the camera stops and you go back into reality, you got to still go back to your jobs. You got to go back to your families. This is a person that you chose for TV. Now it's not TV. Are you going to still like them? That's why I respect what Anthony said. I'm taking my time because it's after this.
There's nothing but time after the show, right?
Yeah, but then you find out you got a cray. She's going to be knocking at your door, pulling up on you, cutting your ties.
Well, who are you trying to refer to, Miss Monica?
I'm just saying. Toxic.
Somebody put on top of Miss Monica.
Somebody put on top.
Somebody put on top.
No, that's
somebody what? You know, people doing all of this stuff. Come on, let's keep it real. Miss Monica not toxic. Let me tell you something. I've never ever in my life stalked a man, pulled up. I didn't have a reason to. The best thing for me was to ignore you and move on and see what you missing. Miss Monica going about her business. I ain't got time to be. My husband, God bless the dead, he cheated on me. I'm gonna tell y'all this quick story and we're gonna go. Story time. He cheated on me. Got mad because I didn't get upset. I was upset, but he got mad because I didn't show the emotion. He wanted me to tear the house down. He wanted me to fight him. He wanted me to, and I just looked at him and said, well, if that's where you want to be, here your bag, sister. You can go ahead and go over there. He didn't want that. He wanted me to cut up so bad. And I was like, I can't. Why? That's too much energy for me. You did that to you. You didn't do it to me because I'm still fine and pretty. I can go get a man. No bother. It's a way. And guess what? He got in the bed, went to sleep, and brought me a new car the next day. I was okay with that. You see what I'm saying? It is what it is. It is what it is. The women play the game too wrong. You have to date like a man so you don't get fucked like a bitch. Remember I said that. Now, with that being said, we're going to leave it like that. Right? Remember I said that, ladies. Yeah. Men a little bit better when you play the game the right way. You do. That's it. Yeah. So you guys are great. I will see you guys after the reunion. I'm gonna bring some women on next week. We're gonna talk about y'all real bad. So Sue says she gonna come. Mercedes says she gonna come. I don't know why Marcy is ignoring me in my DM. And yeah, so we're gonna talk about y'all. So then we want y'all to come in. And Anthony, you could be at work, just don't stab nobody. And Dre, I know you're gonna be across the country. And Randall, you can't come next. You can't come.
Randall's gonna be looking down.
Hey, Randall don't want that smoke. He don't want that smoke.
Just kick me out just like that, just straight like that. I'm gone. All right.
Yeah. What'd you say, Dre?
I have something to say real quick. I got something to say real quick before I go. All right. Dre only got love for everybody. I know somebody asked about the relationship between me and Mercedes, like, you know, how I felt about her, if I hated her or whatever. No, I only love. All right. You know, whatever happened with me and Mercedes, that's in the past, and it was a very short moment, a very short infusion of emotions and felt feelings. But me and Mercedes, man, she's a wonderful lady. She's a lovable lady, very charismatic, and we're cool. So I just want to put that out there.
And who said that? Yeah, and Mercedes said that moons ago when she was out here. That I didn't even think that y'all had, just because of the little episode when you said she didn't check on you because you were sickly.
Yeah, they're big mad about that. I mean, I'm getting a lot of hate because of that. Like, oh, I don't like Dre no more because of what he said. Because of what he said. Because I'm like, listen, I'm entitled to my opinion, and at that moment, I felt that way. It doesn't mean that I'm attaching my emotion to the way I feel about it personally. That was just a temporary moment, But me and Mercedes were cool. We talk, we're cool. It was just like talking to all the fellas, I talk to her still. So just to let you know that we have a good rapport, and Mercedes is my peeps,
Okay, people. Let me repeat this. These people are not like the last season. They like each other.
Randall, one more jab at you, bro. One more.
Yo, she going in on random people. Yo.
Hey, like
you forgot Randall here.
Like I'm not. She asked me to come on. I don't get it.
No, you're not getting it. It's because I love you so much. I know you was in the wrong cast. You should have been over here with these people. They put you with the wrong group.
Man, we had good people. Everybody cool.
Everybody I know you're gonna say that, but I can say what I want to say. I didn't say that they're not cool. I just say I'm a viewer and I prefer this. I preferred you to be over here with these young ladies. It's about 3 women already that I had already put you with. I was like sitting there.
Hold on. That wouldn't make it good for me, Anthony, and Tony.
Big
G would have taken all the girls from us. What's up with that?
I really wish I was a little bit taller. Randy would have stepped in. I'd have been like, this.
I had put Randall with a couple of women already. I was like, oh, he was so good. Because you guys are such gentlemen. We do not have a lot of men like you out here. It's very hard for a good woman dating these days. My mama told me she feels so sorry for me today. She flew in town. My mom doesn't live here. She flew in for a week to spend Easter with us, and she was just like, I feel so sorry for you. She was like, it's going to be just hard for you to find another good person. She said, because you're dating in a pool of shit. That's what my mom said. She said these men they're not what they used to be. They're not the men that their dads and fathers and grandfathers were. She was like, and it's just hard. And it's very hard. And so when I see you guys, and I was like, okay, that gives me hope, because you do have a Randall out there. You do have a Dre. You do have an Anthony. You do have a toxic Tony. Not saying that he's a bad guy, but Tony is who he is. Just like Blake. When I met Blake the other day, like, I'm about to go and meet Blake. Me and Blake finna hook up for some Sunday fun day, because I can hang with him, not on a romantic level, but for a friendship, because he's a cool guy. You get what I'm saying? He's good for somebody. It's a woman out there that's going to match him, because he's very respectful. He's a professional guy, and he damn fine as fuck. So he's going to be okay. You got London. He got a woman already. We know that. Miss Monica said it. Yep. I'm the first one posted it. Y'all didn't catch that. The first post I posted was by him and his woman, because I was being messy that day, because I felt like being messy. And I said, this boy already got a woman by him on this show. But I had to remember, it's way younger. Y'all posted this. Y'all filmed this way in the day.
Last year.
Yeah, last year. So he should. And I'm glad that he found someone, because he's such a nice guy as well. So it's hope for women. I hope that you guys did match with the women that I may say that you were probably good with. I'm still struggling with Dre, but I did put Cynthia with Anthony. I really didn't in my mind. I really think that Anthony should be with Sue Ann. I'm just saying that, my opinion. But If it was a Cynthia case, I'm okay with that too. But I really think that you and Jeffri would be good because Jeffri need a strong man. Yeah, and I think that you and her would do good together. Randall, I'm gonna find you a Houston girl.
Jeffri's a good woman. Listen, man, I think every woman out there are good women that just have faults.
That's not true, baby. That's not true. That's not true.
No. Listen what I'm saying. Listen what I'm saying. God, hear me out. Hear me out. If you're not listening to me, hear me out. God doesn't make mistakes. All right. And when he makes people, he makes everyone out of his image. So we all have some good traits about us. These women out there that are so hurt, they're damaged, whatever you want to call it, they all have something good about them, except it's just their experiences that change them as a person or change their perception about life. It's just like what I would like to say for women with dating men or in the dating pool in South Florida, as you may call it, is that don't lower your expectations, but have more realistic expectations, because men are going to be men. Men are going to do the things that men usually do. It's instinctual. It's just like a lion. A lion was made to hunt. The lion is not made to be pet. You can't try to pet a lion. You can't try to tame a lion. You can tame a lion, but he's always going to be a lion. So women need to change their expectation about men and start being more realistic. And that's the problem. Once you start doing that, you will start seeing that everything will align.
Well, let me tell you something, youngster. Okay? Let me explain this to you.
There it goes.
All right.
There it goes.
Let that go. I was just waiting.
The devil jumps from body to body. The spirit is busy. Every woman and every man is not good. Some people's souls are just rotten. Okay? Now, when you can determine that, then you can say something. But you got to be able to determine who's rotten and who's not. You can go.
I'm gonna tell you something.
Hold on. Let me finish. So I don't want you to be walking around here thinking that all women are good. Okay? Because they're not. All men are not good. They're not, because the spirit in today's life that we're living in is so strong that it jumps from body to body, soul to soul. So you always better keep your eyes open. Yes, God did make us all, and we do all supposed to have good deep down inside us, but the spirit is so powerful that it takes over that. All right. So no, every woman not good and every woman ain't to be dated or not to be pursued. And the problem that we as women are having is that we think that we're supposed to pursue the man, and we do not. We have to sit and wait. We have to be available and be queens and not walking in princess shoes. So when the man comes and choose us to be his queen, he's able to be our king, and then we can run the.
I disagree.
I'm sorry.
I disagree. We're gonna have a debate right here. Hear me out real quick. With all respect, with all due respect, men don't choose women. Women choose men first.
No.
And then the man chooses the woman. I guarantee you that.
And I'm guaranteeing
if a woman doesn't accept the woman, a woman doesn't accept the man, there's no way it's gonna go.
That's the final answer. She always has the final answer.
No.
Like I can choose you, but
it is not. It is not. That is not written in the book, and that is not what it should be. You should not be going out here talking about. Let me tell you something. This is where women have a problem. We force ourselves on a man. We tell him he's going to marry us. We tell him he's going to impregnate us. And then after he's done that, he wait 12, 20 years later and say, oh, we grew apart because we were never together in the beginning because I forced you. But when you find a man that chose his queen, he's going to be with her for 20 and 30 years and 50 until the day they die, because he chose her, because a man is going to come for what he wants. If he don't want you, he not coming. He going to pretend he like you because he wants your draws, it's convenient, and it's okay for him at the moment. But as soon as he gets tired of you, he's going to leave you. You and your babies. Trust me.
I think you're missing the point what I'm trying to make. Yeah. It's just like, hear me out 1 second. It's just like the old saying that says, what does it say? It says, choose the woman that love you, not the woman you love. Right? So it's just like saying, because if you choose the woman you love, you're always going to be chasing. right? Well, the fact about it is that, remember, men are not emotional creatures, right? So if a woman loves you, automatically it usually aligns. Love and respect, or love and whatever it is the man that brings is going to align,
So
right? So
you're around here saying that you will grow to love her as long as she love you first. That's what
no,
you saying?
no. What I'm
Make it
saying
make
is
sense to
that,
me.
no. Let me explain to you. A man knows a woman who he wants,
That's what I just said.
but it doesn't mean that woman wants that man back. It doesn't mean that woman chooses that man back.
Okay.
Because if you look at a man will choose any woman that's beautiful, intelligent, articulate, has something about her, virtuous. A man will choose those characteristics in a woman. It doesn't have to mean that's soul of a woman. So a man can choose 10 different women, right? Follow me so far? It doesn't mean it's the individual, but you choose all these traits of a woman because he's attracted to that. A man is not emotionally attracted. A man is attracted on different levels. So that woman sees that man and say, you know what? That's the man I want. And the man in return says, you know what? That's the woman I want. That's how it works. It doesn't work when a man sees a woman first and say, that's the woman I want. And then the woman says, that's the man, that's the man I want. Are you following me so far or no?
I follow you.
Okay. It's a little, it gets to another level.
But it ain't so. Okay. Now that's the way that you date, and you're going to live your life as you're in your dating world, in your love life, then that's fine. That's the way that you choose your mate. But do I think that that's the correct and safe way for the woman? No, I would not choose you and I would not date you because of that mindset that you have, because men get tired of women that way. And I'm just telling you, baby, that's just what it is. But now, you were raised and grew up the way that you were. And I understand your thinking because a lot of men think like you. A lot of men think like you, but that's okay. But my Miss Monica is telling you that if you look at the percentage, a percentage of a man that let the woman choose him versus the man that chose the woman, they don't last.
I don't think that's what he's saying though. I think
exactly. You're not getting.
Tell me.
He's not trying to
help me.
Well, let Randall explain to me.
All right. I'm gonna say this from my cast at this, since you remember what Justice was saying.
What?
Right. So Justice was saying stuff so crazy, right, that people wasn't catching the delivery of what he was trying to say. He was saying exactly what Dre's trying to say. Exact same thing. What he means by that is, like, don't chase a woman that's not giving you energy, right? You can't make a woman like you. You understand what I'm saying? That's what he's saying. So if that's the woman that you're really into or you love and she's not feeling the same way, you're now creating energy. So that's not going to last.
Okay.
On the opposite end,
I agree with that.
You got a woman that loves you, but you already like her too, but she's already giving you that energy. That's who you foster. You foster her. You build that relationship with her. That's what he's saying. He's not saying
that's not what he said, though. I get what you're saying. And
but that's what he means.
I get that, Dre. You don't supposed to give your energy where energy is not given. I definitely get that. But Dre said that the woman should choose. I don't agree with that. I think the man should be the pursuer. And let's use that.
He just clarified it.
Yeah, he not saying
in another sense, but you're not accepting
it.
Yeah,
he's not saying truth. She ultimately gives the final answer. Like she's giving that energy. That's what he's saying.
I get
you don't have to choose. You're not going to hunt a man. Like, you're not going to make a man marry you. That's not what he's saying. He's not saying none of that.
Okay, I get it. Okay. Since you put it that way, I understand. Okay, Miss Monica, I ain't finna write you off right.
You're just gonna settle. You're gonna settle with it.
Yes, we're gonna settle it. I get that. Anthony got something to say. Let's see what he got to say, Doctor.
No, I was just trying to hear both men's point of view because I was hearing your point of view. Because I'm thinking, okay, how does it relate to what I want and how I decide to maneuver in relationships? So I was trying to hear everybody out so I could be like, okay, cool, that makes sense. This is how I maneuver or whatever the case may be. I've always seen that women don't choose. Men always choose who they're going to marry because men ask women to marry them. Women don't ask men. So you're going to go off that woman's energy where y'all are at that time and point in your relationship to know I feel confident enough that this woman is going to be my wife, and if I ask her, she's going to say yes.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I was trying to hear everybody's aspect of things because I know how I would want to maneuver it. Now, as far as the I'm gonna be with somebody that loves me more than I love them, it's crazy because me and Marcia always have this conversation. And I'm not saying that because sometimes men do feel like if this woman loves me more than I love her, she won't hurt me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a horrible, horrible way to look at things.
It
You
is.
know what I'm saying? So literally, you have to go off a person and you have to trust that they're reciprocating the same energy and y'all are on the same page and y'all are willing to ride for each other from thick or thin before that man decides, hey, I want to commit to this woman. I'm gonna get on my knees and ask her. He has to get that energy from her that yo, like we're on the same page. We're gonna ride for each other no matter what.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yes, us men do have to ask women, but it has to be a reciprocation thing. We have to be on the same page. We have to be feeling each other and be able to ride for each other. So that's why I was trying to listen to you guys and hear what everybody was trying to say before I chimed in to that.
Same.
So if you put what I'm saying, what Dre is saying, what Randall explained, and what you say, it all makes sense.
I was trying to put it together. You know what I'm saying? I feel like everybody was, and that's the problem in it with me. We all speak the different language, so we're trying to bridge and put it together what we're trying to say. That's where communication falls between us. And it just did, just now. We're all pretty much saying the same thing, just in different languages, so we're trying to put it together.
That's right. Miss Monica was about to write Dre off.
Right. You know I can't let you write Dre off. I don't know how many times I came on here and said, y'all gotta stop playing with Dre.
y'all sleeping on me now. You know,
not sleeping on Dre, but I get what you're saying, and you're right. And that's where the communication barrier does fall. Anthony is completely between man and woman. It's because we both are screaming the same thing, but we have to learn how to come together in the common ground to make it make sense for both of us. Even if we don't agree, it still has to be a common ground. Well, people have gotten away from understanding that to be in a relationship, you got to be equally yoked. People don't understand that, but that's the truth. It's not going to work.
I think it's too much. Like, how do I say this? Like the genders are fighting. It's like everybody wants to win, and it just like we're not enemies. Like we like each other for a reason. You get what I'm saying? So this is a team. Like that, I don't have to agree with everything you're saying, but as long as I understand where you're coming from, that can help us in the future. You understand what that? It's okay to disagree, and people don't understand that. So it's a constant battle every day. Shouldn't be like
people. It's not that they don't understand it. People are afraid of the truth. People are afraid of the truth. Okay. People are afraid of the truth. People don't like the truth. People don't want to hear the truth. So then they shy away from communication and conversation because they're too afraid to hear what someone is going to reveal about them. So they don't want to talk about it. They refuse not to talk about it. I ain't gonna talk about it because you're gonna find out who I really am. And so the representatives, they hide. Anytime you find a person that has a communication problem and you can't get it out of them, that means that their representative is always in front and they don't want to reveal who they are. And those are the people that we have to learn, that we have to make sense, give ultimatums. If we can't communicate, then we can't have a relationship because we will never, ever be successful in a relationship. Never. We have to learn that.
That takes time too.
It takes time to communicate. Not if you set expectations at the beginning.
Yeah, but everybody's what I mean by it takes time is like for you to fully understand somebody, because we like just like we have different ways to learn, we have different ways to communicate, we have different ways to do everything. Like we all three of us said the same thing. You didn't get it until Anthony said it. So his delivery method was better than me and Dre's. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what I mean by it just takes time.
Yeah,
well, maybe she understands on a different level. You know, maybe the way he delivered it to her, she understood it.
Exactly. Yeah, his delivery method was better for her. That we all have different. We all learn things in a different way.
So patience is a virtue. It sounds real cliche, but you know, a lot of times, you know, people are not patient in relationship because, and that usually damages everything because someone may be slower to say something than others, or maybe it just comes out differently, and you're just not patient
Yeah.
Enough to try to understand what.
Yeah, well, also too, this right here, the conversation that we just had is Dre froze. But this conversation that we just had clearly shows you the type of man that I probably would connect to. And that type of man that I wouldn't connect to, the type of man that I would probably be arguing with every night, which would be the type of man that I would not date. We don't look at that either because we don't make it make sense to us because we want to do what the eyes like or what the heart may say. You get what I'm saying? So you already know that if I was dating, if I was in a room and I had to pick one of you guys, that me and Dre would have a battle all the time because our communication would be totally off. Randall, I might get a little bit, but we already know I'm gonna ride with Anthony. Anthony probably could say, okay, you need to sit down and you talking too much. And I probably say, okay. Dre, I'm gonna be like, why? Randall, I'm gonna be like, why? What? You get what I'm saying? That's real talk. People need to understand the dynamics of when they're dating on the circle of men. When we're dating, we have to say which one of these guys makes sense to us. Who can actually bring the calm to us? Because everybody is not for everybody.
That's so crazy you say that. I hear a lot of people definitely say that. You know what I'm saying? It's who could deliver the message and calm me down when I'm in my spiral. You know what I'm saying? When I'm going off in a tangent, you know, who could bring me to that without having to be on my level of 10, but who could bring me down to the 5 because they bring that 5 out of me. Yeah.
That's a real thing. That's called peace.
That's a peace.
Yeah.
A person who can like bring you down like that, like immediately, maybe just touch you on your shoulder. It might even be words. Like
touch on your shoulder.
Yeah.
Right. Just touch on your shoulder. Just like your mama could give you that look in the stove. And you be like, that's it. And that's why I say we have to start dating to make sense. It has to make sense. We can't just date and marry the wrong people. We have control over that. And we're not taking control over the narrative and we just going out and doing whatever just to say we have somebody. That's not good. It's not good for you. It's not good for the other person. It's definitely not good for kids involved. And so those are some of the things that my podcast is going to be based on, equally yoked on making it make sense today, because I'm tired of podcasts when it's all men or just downing women, and we got women over here talking about I don't need a man, I'm a boss. I'm tired of listening to that. Men and women need each other. We were built to be together.
Make each other better.
Yes.
Yeah. It's about iron. I say that all the time.
I said, Sue said, she said, I only listened to Anthony. I really did. This is the second time that I've only listened to Anthony. That's why I said you and Anthony need to listen to me when I said it. Y'all should be together. It's just my opinion, y'all. Don't. I'm not trying to throw no shade on nobody. I'm just saying that
you've been throwing it a little bit. I don't quote most of it, but we're gonna let it go. We're gonna let it ride.
No, you're cool. I ride with you all day long. I just don't ride with your people over there. All right. He says, Zahara, that means his phone is about to die or laptop. That was Dre. So, guys, guess what? I don't know, all of them got voices. I might listen to all these, Miss Monica. They do. They all have great opinion. I listen to Dre. Dre, when he walks in the room, he grabs the attention. He's good for a type of woman, very submissive woman that can let him walk in and shine. Me, I have to have a man that lets me walk in and shine, because when I go in the room, I grab the attention. See, it's a difference. You have to understand when you're picking a mate, you have to pick the right one. You can't. Everybody can't be the shiner in the relationship. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I said that. Anthony is very mild. He reminds me of the way my husband was. He would sit back and say, baby, here, you got it. But when I got too much, he would tap me and say, baby, you need to come back a little bit.
And then, I got the rest for you.
Yeah, he said, I got the rest. You know what I'm saying?
That's what it is.
Yeah. But see, and Dre needs a woman to do him the same way, because he's going to be on 10. Randall, on the other hand, needs a woman that's very nurturing. Very nurturing, because you can tell that Randall's very close with his family and his mom. So he's going to need a woman that understands that can nurture him, because he on a different level. He's trying to do. He need a woman that's going to be like, you got this, baby. You got it. It's a difference. People need to understand when they're dating the type of woman and the people that they need in their lives, and just stop dating and start dating with purpose and meaning. Just saying. Makes more sense. This makes more sense. I can say a lot of these things, and I can't just say I'm saying it just because I'm talking, but I can say it because I had true love and I know what it looks like and feels like. If I didn't, I would not be giving advice to anyone. You get what I'm saying? But when God blessed me with my husband, he blessed me with the right man at the right time, at the right moment. So that's why I can say what I say, because I've been through some bad ones and then I got a good one. Get it? You want to say something, Dre, before we go?
Uh-oh.
Connection issues. Uh-oh.
Text it.
I'm texting them right now.
Yeah.
We can't hear you.
We can't hear you, bro.
We can't hear you.
You might have muted us.
Martha, because we're a lot. Huh?
Did you mute him? You must have muted him.
I didn't mute him.
You like what he said? You just gonna mute him? Come on.
Did not mute you. No, I did not.
Somebody on mute over there.
He muted himself. He's clearly can talk. He had a little bad reception and he came back. And then...
Yeah.
I did not mute you. No, I did not.
Dre said, you don't want to hear what I gotta say, Miss Monica, so you mute me.
Tell him I didn't mute him. He muted himself. His connection was bad. So he can't talk. We don't know what he's saying now. Suan says it's hard when it's tens in a relationship, but used to being in front of the single life, but have to be able to adjust. You're right. Exactly. You're right. Sounds like it didn't work with Andre and Jeffri. Ooh, somebody reaching. We gotta wait and see, y'all. We gotta wait and see.
We're not doing that.
No, we cannot hear you. But you know what, Sue? Let me tell you this. Yeah, I gotta go. I gotta turn the assignment in. But you know what? Let me tell you. Everybody wants to be served, but nobody wants to be the server.
That's a fact right there.
I know Dre want to say something on that. He can't even talk.
That's real.
Let me see if I bring him out and bring him back in.
Oh man,
that's a real line right
there.
Your
signal is low. It's showing your signal. Your connection is zero. Yeah, it's showing that you don't have no internet connection. Yeah, that's what it is. Everybody wants to be the server.
That goes with everything though, because everybody thinks they are. Everybody thinks they're all that, but you really ain't shit until you bring value to somebody else's life.
Yeah,
thank you. Right?
That's real.
Marcy said, "Y'all unzip my guy." That's him with his internet. He on somebody hotspot.
This shit is real for real.
He out here taking flight. He's going out the country, but he got to be on the apartment hotspot.
Damn, they ain't like what I was saying.
Y'all ain't finna hang out. I know y'all like being here, but we gotta go. Dre, you can't talk. You gonna have to come back. You gotta come back next Sunday after next. Y'all make sure that y'all come in and support when we talking next, because we really gonna be talking about the next episode. But it's gonna be all women. I want all the women that are in the chat to come in next Sunday with me if you can, because we're gonna be talking about the last episode, and then we're gonna go into the reunion. Okay.
I'm gonna be in the chat. I'm gonna be in the chat next week. I got y'all.
Okay, and I heard that y'all got a whole 2-part reunion. And I heard that we're going to learn some stuff about some people that we didn't know. I heard it's going to be a show.
Man.
He just covered us because Ken got his tongue. Dre is speechless. Miss Brooks, I need you to do me a favor. And I ain't going to even tell you on the air what it is. But you already know. You already know, Miss Brooks. All right. I'm glad it was meant for you to come back up here because I need you to do what you need to do for me. Okay? That's what you need to do.
Just make sure you give them the same energy. I'm gonna say that. You know what I'm saying? Girl, listen what I'm saying. When you watch this after episode 2, make sure they get the same energy. They get the same energy. Just make sure. That's all I'm saying.
Y'all make sure y'all come. When y'all come to Houston, y'all let me know. Randall, you call me tomorrow. Cause now I think you mad with me.
I'm just saying we're gonna keep it the same across the board. They need the same energy. That's all I'm saying.
I'm just saying I'm gonna defend you guys as well when we start talking about y'all like dogs. I'm just gonna say it. That's just what it is. Hey, Susan, amen. So let's wrap it up. Okay, guys, thank you guys for joining in. Thank you guys for participating. If I missed any chats, I do apologize. We will be doing this for the next Sunday until the reunions 1 and 2 is over. Make sure you come to the reunion. I think I might do the episode after the reunion because I like to put my reunion clothes on. I will be doing a watch party on Instagram the night of the reunion, and I might put my I'm gonna do my watch party. Those are cute. You guys can come watch it with me on the IG, and then we're gonna talk about it. We'll keep it on Sunday, so we're gonna talk about it on Sunday for the 2 reunions. Also, this week is gonna be light for me. Miss Monica has starting to make some boss moves on her company, so she's started a new project this week. I'm super excited about it, and so I got to get to it and things of that nature. So I definitely appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Make sure also, did the Lakers win? My sister was at the Lakers game, y'all.
Yes. Yeah.
She's a Lakers fan. My little sister is about to work for the NBA. Yay! I'm excited. So she's doing big things. So shout out to Miriam O'Jelity out there. Yeah, she's doing her big things. But I have joined the medical field and I'm in college again. Y'all pray for me.
That's fire. That's dope.
I'm learning the anatomy.
Call Anthony.
I know, right?
Hit me up. I got you.
Yeah, I don't like. I'm too old for school, but I'm making it happen. I'm making it happen, and I got to 11:15 to turn in this paper. So,
get on that.
It's on a paragraph. She gave us a break first week.
It's only 9 o'clock though. She got some time.
Yeah,
facts.
So I appreciate this. Was awesome. You guys are great. Dre, I know you cannot talk, but we can hear you. You can hear us. We love you, and I appreciate you coming on here. Do you have interviews with anybody else?
It's that Metro PCS, man.
No. Put it in the chat. Are you interviewing with anybody else?
Hey, that's that T-Mobile internet.
Yeah, hey, that's that Boost Mobile. That's that Boost. Well, he ain't slick. He got the iPhone on the Boost Mobile. That's what he did.
So you're not interviewing with anybody else, Dre?
I guess he about to text it or something. I don't know.
Man, just DM her.
Yeah.
DM her. Yeah. DM her.
What's he saying?
You keep asking him, he can't hear. We can't hear him.
We need to call somebody on the phone. What? Well, I just want to tell you that I appreciate you because I know that you don't interview. Anthony, I know that you don't interview. You only go and talk to Miss Sue. Sue, I appreciate you guys for coming in, hanging out with you guys, supporting you guys. I appreciate my people helping me get you guys know I just started my YouTube channel back up. And so come over here. I got some great things going over here on this channel. Like we're doing the big things. And I appreciate you guys. And you guys have a wonderful night and a great and blessed weekend. Peace out.